Surrounded by. I am surrounded by.
I'm often surrounded by.
The entire system is surrounded by
Freaking idiots.
Surrounded by them.
idiots.
Idiots.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the SBI podcast. Today's guest is an actor best known for his work on shows such as SWAT, The Vince Staples Show, For the Love of Jason, but you probably know him as Preach on All American. We're here today with Mr. Kareem J Grimes.
What's good, brother?
How you feeling, man?
Listen, man, that was a great intro, brother.
You know, gotta do it right.
Listen, I'm sitting here with a young man who's part of a iconic TV show, man.
Thank you, brother.
I've been watching your stuff for a minute, dude. The Wire,
you,
bro.
man.
Like, literally tapped in, man. And I think we met a while ago. I think at an audition or something like
Yeah.
that. Or no, probably at a party.
I've
Or-
seen you in an audition, but
yeah.
I feel like we saw each other there first.
Yeah,
so it was
yeah,
like-
yeah,
But
yeah,
then
yeah.
after that,
We
was out.
we was out.
We
We was
was
outside.
out.
We was outside,
Yeah.
man. But yeah, man, like a fan of your work.
thank you,
Brother.
man.
Like,
Thank you so much.
really tapped in, and you know, I watched that show, and I think I've told you that, man. But thank you for having me, man. I appreciate
Of course,
it.
no. Thanks
Yeah.
for coming through, man. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's funny because when I looked at your story, it's just you've been in the game and going at it for a very long time.
Yeah, man.
And one of the things I love about doing on here is giving people their flowers. Like a lot of, because even I know for myself, like there's things we've done that people's memories can be very short
Right,
sometimes.
right, for sure.
You know, and you know, now to see you on All American, thriving, flourishing, like
Yeah.
it's amazing to see. So I wanted to also get the real stories when we not out at the club.
For
or
sure.
out at the,
Absolutely.
everyday people or something.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, every day. I missed that too, man.
I missed it,
dog
too.
I missed it. All right.
But yeah, man. So I know Los Angeles native, right?
Yeah, born and raised, Inglewood, California, man. Like
Right.
really from the city.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So proud to be from Inglewood, California, man. City of champs, and grew up around Los Angeles, California. And yeah, man, I'm just, you know, it's really truly a blessing to really be from the city, man.
Yeah.
To really overcome. 'Cause you can get caught up in you can get caught up in a lot of stuff, you know,
Facts.
but you know, I've been blessed to be able to, you know, not go that route.
So how did you even get into knowing that you wanted to act? Was this something that came young? Well, because I know you got a
Yeah.
credit
Yeah, for
very
sure.
young
Yeah, for
and Boys
sure.
in the Hood.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm like,
Yeah, man.
oh, he been in the field for real,
Yeah,
for real.
yeah,
like,
man. I as a young kid, man, just wanting to you know, perform in front of the family and friends. You know, I was that young kid that was at the birthday parties dancing. You know, they was like, oh, we're gonna give a prize away, and I was one of them kids. I was dancing, man, but
Right.
just really entertaining, man. I watched a lot of TV when I was younger, so
Okay.
you know, for me, I was just like, oh, I think this is, you know, this is something I can do, you know. And I had a really good friend of mine, Marlon Taylor, man. He was in Benji. These were like two of the first guys that I knew that were really in the business.
Right.
We're talking about 80s.
Okay.
We're talking about early 80s. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, being around them and things of that nature. So, you know, I was just like, yo, this is something that I can do. I feel like I can do. And,
Right.
you know, my mom, you know, put me in acting class, and you know,
Okay.
I was in Marla Gibbs, Angela Gibbs acting class right off of Crenshaw, and that was the foundation right there.
Wow. And
Yeah.
also it's amazing too, because like you said, what a blessing to be from the city.
Yeah,
Because
for
you know,
sure.
if you in Canton, Ohio, probably ain't.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's you know, this is the entertainment capital of the world, man.
Right.
And, you know, you have a lot of individuals that, you know, are transplants, you know, looking to come here to pursue their dream and their
Yeah.
goal. You know what I'm saying? So for me, you know, being born and raised in here was just like, okay, cool. I'm already here, so let's get to it.
And do you have like charismatic parents? Because I feel like it always comes from.
You know what? It's interesting. My mom was a beautician.
Okay.
My dad, he worked several jobs, but his longest job, he was a bus driver. So
Okay.
back in the day in LA, the Metro bus was known as the RTD. We
Okay.
used to call it the Richard T. Davis, the rough, tough, and dirty.
Rough,
You know
tough,
what I'm
and
saying?
dirty.
So he was a bus driver in Los Angeles for as long as I can remember as a young kid, man.
Wow.
But my dad had personality. My dad was a bus driver, so he's meeting people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Those who know from LA, you know, he was giving out free transfers. If you didn't have the money,
See,
he'd
real.
be like,
yeah.
here's a transfer. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So you can get on the next bus. So I actually took a ride with him one day, because we went to a Dodger game. And just being on the bus and how he interacted with people,
Right.
I definitely got some of that personality from him. And then my mom being a beautician, you know,
Stories all
day. They said your barber, your beautician is like your psychiatrist.
Literally.
You know what I
Literally.
mean? So it's a mixture of both for sure.
Man.
Yeah.
So what was once you got out of the acting school, what was like your next steps?
Yeah, man. Just, you know, when I started, it wasn't a lot of roles for us. You know, I think we talking about the young men that were holding it down, kids. We're talking about Jaleel White. He was popping.
Right.
We talking about Bumper Robinson.
My man, Bumper.
You got my boy Benji, Marlon Taylor. Like, these were the guys.
Right.
These were the guys.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That were commercials, TV shows, the whole nine. So for me, it was just like, it was tough, bro. It was tough. And I didn't really have credit, so I was just doing extra work. You know, I was doing a bunch of extra work, but I would always get, you know, bumped up on, you know, on that, man. And then boom, you know, my mom's friend Sheila was like, yeah, there's a young man out of South. He just graduated USC. He got a script and he's shooting a movie and they looking for some kids who can skateboard. And
that young man was John Singleton.
That was John Singleton. And, you know, I was into skateboarding and voila, I found myself on set. You know what I mean? As an extra. I was an extra on Boys in the Hood first.
Okay.
So we talking about, you know, we're like maybe a week, 2 weeks into shooting.
Wow.
And
how old were you at this time?
13.
13. Okay.
12, 13 years old. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
wow.
I'm seeing, you know, everybody. Angela Bassett, you know, Morris Chestnut, Lawrence Fishburne, Young.
Right.
You know, young Nia Long. You know what I mean?
So so when you frame it like that, you realize, oh damn, yeah, there were not a lot of stuff. Because the people who are making the stuff now
they were just starting off, you know? Wow. I mean, Lawrence Fishburne and Angela, of course,
yeah,
they
of
were
course
there.
They were
but
there. Yeah.
We're talking about Morris Chestnut, Cuba Gooding Jr.,
Ice Cube,
you know, Nia Long, you know, these are, you know, and Desi, who played, who was the young man, who was the lead in Boys in the Hood, who played Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character at a young age. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, I was an extra. I was doing a bunch of extra work, bro.
I feel
a bunch of extra work, man. It just wasn't. I didn't. And back in the day, agents really weren't messing with you if you weren't SAG or SAG back then.
Right.
If you weren't union, it was kind of tough.
That's very true.
And you know, I'm on the set, bro, and 2 weeks into shooting, and we just throwing the ball around, and John is talking to all the kids, all the, you know, other extra kids, and he was like, yo, I'm gonna give you some lines. You cool with that? And I was like, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
And we talking about with like that, man. You know, I went from being in the old trailer with with everybody else, and you know what I'm saying, and the tutor, the set teacher. I had my own little, you know, double banger. You know what I'm saying?
Change, right?
You know what I'm
like
saying?
That.
Change just like that, man. And you know, got into SAG. You know, and back then, SAG was like $500, $600, but back then that was a lot of money.
A lot of money, yeah.
You know what I mean? But you know, that was really the start, bro.
Wow.
And from that point on, man, I never looked back. Like I didn't even stop. I ain't take no hiatus. I ain't take no breaks.
That's what's up.
I mean, that literally kept me here. I even went to school out here.
Okay.
Because, you know, I just wanted to pursue my career.
Be near the opportunity.
Absolutely.
What school did you go to?
I went to Cal State LA College.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, State College. But
listen, you close to the auditions, because I mean that's the number one thing that a lot of, even I'm a transplant.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, I'm from Chicago.
Yeah. My mom's from Chicago.
Oh, really?
Evanston, Illinois.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I spent a lot of time out in Chicago when I was younger, man.
Right.
Lived out there for maybe about a year. So
that's
I
crazy.
got family South Side, West Side, the whole nine.
All around.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, man. I feel like you gotta be near the work.
Yeah.
And that's something that, I mean, a lot of people say that's why they come here, but you know, like, when you're not around, it's that out of sight, out of mind thing. It's like, oh, well, he's gone. Like, until you're the guy who is like, no, we must have him.
Yeah.
Or we must have her.
Yeah.
It's kind of, you know, you should be, you should be near.
Yeah, you should definitely be near. You should definitely be near, man, for sure.
Funny. So did you do any? Did you go to school for acting or were you?
Yeah, just junior high and high school took drama.
Okay.
But also took acting class. Like I studied with Marla Gibbs for a very long time. Like
okay.
Maya Campbell, we were in class together.
Gotcha.
She was on the show with LL Cool J.
Right.
Like literally, I studied like continuously.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I didn't.
You never got out of class.
I never got out of
class.
I never got out of class. Like it was during school year. And definitely heavy during the summer. So I was taking acting class. I was taking stage combat. I was taking dance class. I was taking singing. Like
respect.
literally everything.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
well, I mean, I get it. You're a well-rounded entertainer. Yes.
You know what I mean?
Because especially in that era, which me and my friend were talking about, and a lot of people don't get now, but it was like, no, you had to be a triple threat. You had to be able to act, sing and dance.
Absolutely.
And that was the only way.
That was the only way, bro. Like for real.
Yeah.
I think also too, when I came up, there was a lot of actors who were singing and trying to rap.
Yeah.
That was real heavy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. For me, I didn't get it because I was like, I guess I was just like, I'm not a rapper. I'm just about to work. You know what I mean? But
it's, you know what I've noticed? It seems like, and I've fallen victim to it too. Every young black actor has rapped.
Let me tell you
something. And if they don't
bro.
rap, they R&B sing.
They R&B sing, man.
It's like something, and it's unfortunate only because I think a lot of us are really good.
Yeah,
but it just
some of them are good, and some of them are not good.
No, some are not good.
Yeah,
but the ones who like, you see something, you're like, damn, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
but then you realize it's like, yeah, but people just don't want to see you do that.
Exactly.
And it's that simple.
Yeah.
It won't even be, it's rare that it clicks. Even when they're on shows. It'd be like, yeah.
It's bad, man. It's the only person that I can remember really that started off singing and came into acting was like Jason Weaver.
Yeah.
Like he can really sing, and
he can really
him
act
singing and getting the Michael Jackson thing that led to the Lion King and all that other stuff. So that was one person I saw that I was just like, oh yeah, dude can really sing though, but he can also act.
Facts.
You know what
Chicago.
I'm saying?
Hey,
exactly. No, y'all got some folks coming out of the Chi for real.
Man, nah, there's a lot of talent there. It's a lot of talent there, but exactly what we said. It's it's tough to get out here.
Yeah.
And it's just, I know a lot of that talent ends up getting trapped there.
Yep.
And there's not enough. It's cool though because like shows like the New Power Force is there, Chicago PD, Chicago Fire. All that. It gives opportunities, especially for those like local hire jobs and all those kind of things. So it's good to see, but it's you gotta take that plunge, man. It's like you gotta come here.
Yeah. Or I think for you the closest was New York for you guys.
Yes. New York, but then New York is a lot more in that theater bag.
Yeah, it is.
In some
New York is a theater town.
Yeah,
that's just what it is.
Yeah, and unless you're gonna land on, I feel like you're gonna do either a whole lot of indies in New York, or you're gonna do a whole lot of
do soap operas too out there. That
soap
was heavy.
operas,
yeah.
Yep, and then the what's the procedurals?
The procedurals, yeah.
And you could work till you run through every procedural.
Absolutely,
because that's the game.
That's the game. That's absolutely, absolutely.
Now here's the question. Is that the game or was that the game? Because now I'm starting to feel like a lot of that was the game.
Yeah, I think, really.
Like you or me being on CSI Miami or Law and Order SVU 10 years, 15 years ago meant a whole lot more than it means now.
Yeah, I think because here's the deal. When I was coming up, there was the big three. There was ABC, NBC, and CBS.
Yep.
That was it. You know what I mean? So if you landed on any of those shows and further down, it became Fox.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you were on any of those shows, that was considered prime time. That was...
Everybody saw you.
Everybody saw you. You know what I'm saying? Like, because everybody watched it. It wasn't like now you have a plethora of stations and streaming services. Yeah. No, if you were on those big three, you was popping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So as I progressed through my career, you had the ERs, the CSIs.
I was just about to say, I was, damn, you
Yeah.
beat me too. I was going to be like, we both got an ER.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
when I saw ER on your thing, I was like, oh yeah, he did the real.
Yeah.
the real script.
We're talking about ER at its height. George Clooney, the
ER.
guy.
Oh yeah, I didn't get that. I got the Mekhi Phifer.
Yeah. George Clooney, the guy. That was the first generation of ER. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I did ER, it was me. The episode I did, it was me, Corey Hardrick, Taraji Henson.
No.
Taraji played, I think, Corey's girlfriend or my girlfriend.
That's wild.
Yeah, bro.
I love to see it though, because you go and then you see all of these people who end up leveling up. It's like watching the old SVU episodes.
Yeah.
And you see people and you're like, man,
Yeah.
they just paid him probably a little day rate for this.
Mhm.
And that guy's a movie star now.
Dude, it's the same thing with y'all. Watching y'all on the on The Wire, bro, and seeing everybody growing up and then branching off doing their thing, it's the same thing.
Right.
Like, everybody can go to The Wire and at least name 5, 6 people, 10 people that came out of The Wire.
Oh, that's facts.
That's
Yeah.
leveling up. That have leveled up. That's just what it is.
That's very true.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, coming up, it was just those big three. And then, like I said, progressing, you had the Fox and the WB that came around.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, don't forget, you had the UPN.
And you had UPN.
And they had WB.
Yeah, you had the WB. You know what I'm saying?
I had a show on UPN called Guys Like Us. And,
Yes.
And my brother was Bumper Robinson. That's why when you said Bumper, I'm just like, oh, the man.
Exactly.
And that's 98.
98, bro.
And he was the good looking,
He was
sex
the
symbol.
guy.
Yeah, the guy. Yep.
He was the guy.
And my white roommate was Chris Hardwick.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was basically the two of them. They're friends. They live together.
Mhm.
And then his little brother has to come live with
Right,
him.
right.
Written by Dan Schneider.
Wow.
Bro, it's crazy. That's
crazy, dude.
That's why I be looking like, I'm like, man, I know I've been doing something long enough when you see things come full circle.
No,
you're like,
absolutely,
damn.
man.
And now I'm about to do
Absolutely.
another revolution.
There you
figure
go.
out what that is.
Yeah,
you know, like,
yeah. Like, Bumper Robinson was that guy. I beat out Bumper Robinson for this show called True Colors, which was on Fox. It was Claude Brooks. It was about an interracial family.
Okay.
It was two black brothers, and the father married a white woman. And I remember seeing Bumper in the audition.
And being like,
I was
ah,
like,
shit.
God damn. Bumper Robinson, God damn.
That's hilarious.
Went in there and did my thing, and you know, I remember it, bro. See, back in the day, we had answer machines. Okay, we had answer machine. That's if you didn't have no answer machine, you was shit out of luck. You know what I'm saying? But
you missed the opportunity.
Yeah. So I remember I auditioned at Fox, and it was a producer session.
Mm-hmm.
And back then, those producer sessions was like 5, 6 o'clock p.m.
Oh,
night.
really?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Why so late?
You may audition in the daytime, and then if you got that callback, that callback was at night. And I remember going in there, doing it, and by the time I got home, it was on the answer machine, like, you booked it, and I was like, yo, what?
Yo, it is crazy because I could just imagine what's going through your head the whole drive home. I feel like I did when I did the...
I was just like, I felt good, and I had my lucky jacket on. I had this red, like, felt blazer jacket with the hood.
What is that,
back
velvet?
in the day? Exactly. It was like so in back in the 90s, and I wore that to the audition, and the character's name was Hakeem.
Oh wow.
So it was just like, you know what I mean?
Come on.
It was in the stars. But
right.
Yeah, man, like we had answer machines, bro. So I remember I got that, and I was like, dang, like I booked it, but I was like, yo, I thought for sure Bumper Robinson had it.
Right. Listen, man. You never know.
You never know.
You never know. That's one of those things. I know at times a lot of actors get, even including myself, you know, you get down because, you know, you shoot X amount of shots.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, you're like, what the hell? One of these got to go in. At some point, you can get a little down, but it's like, you never really know.
You never
because
know, bro.
One of my biggest frustrations as I've gotten older has been the way I look at the game now is, I'm frustrated I don't get more context on what you're trying to make. Because if I had more context on what you were trying to make, like almost like if actors got not only the sides but a pitch deck. Because you see what I'm saying? Because now instead of this is, a 20 to 22 to 28-year-old African American,
right.
No, I have real like, oh, okay, here are 3 archetypes. Here's da-da-da. Here's, oh, I might play this like this.
Got you.
Opposed to going in there and taking this choice that's completely not, like, I don't even see what your world looks like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's also, it is a bit much, I think, also to ask of an actor who might not, get the job to go read your 148-page script too, because it's like, let's be real.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's real.
I've gone on one too many auditions to read every 148 page script.
For real.
So yeah, if you could have some sense of the world or the tone, sometimes you might not go in there. You might not go in there playing Nickelodeon when it should be FX.
Got you.
Or or vice versa.
Yeah, but I think also too, as artists, it's up to us to bring something that they probably haven't thought of.
That's fair too.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the part of the creative process of like reading it and saying, well, I feel this character is this.
Right.
These are the elements that I'm bringing to this character. And some of the time it can be what you bring, they're like blown away, like, oh my God, we didn't look at it that way. Or
right.
We didn't write it that way, but what you brought to it was amazing. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those to where it's just like, you make a good point, but I think also too, I think that's part of the creative process of trusting yourself and making it your own.
No, and I do think too, it depends on your type as well, because I think, it's like, if you look like what the typical gangster dude looks like, and then you walk in and you play it like typical gangster dude, that's not really going to change anything. But, sometimes those auditions where you go in and it's like typical gangster dude, and I'm going to look at it and I'm going to be like, nobody going to believe I'm a gangster.
Yeah.
All right, so now let me go play this the way the gangster works on me.
For sure.
Because it's like...
For sure. No, I definitely get that. There was a lot of that coming up, man.
I can believe it.
Oh, there was a lot of that coming up. Like I said, you had maybe 1 or 2 roles, but those roles were going, to, the Lorenz Tates and all that.
Right.
So, yeah, it's so funny, dog. I got stored. Like,
let me hear
it's like generations of like cats that I was going up against.
I would tell you right now who I always make the joke. But boy, listen, when I first got out here, if we're talking 09 to like 2012, 14, every job went to Tyler James Williams. Every job. Oh boy, listen, there was jobs I was going and testing for, and later found out I was testing for them, or they had 3 of us testing there, but it was only because Tyler James Williams was busy.
Yeah.
And then he figured out how to make it happen, and then they paid him more than everybody else.
Wow.
And he was like the guy. I mean, he's crushing it still now.
Yeah.
After Everybody Hates Chris, he was the guy. Like, don't forget, he was on The Walking Dead. He was in that universe. He hit then he had the Criminal Minds. He was in the like.
Man, I listen. It was Bumper. It was Bumper Robinson. It was
Lorenz.
It was Lorenz.
I can see Lorenz being a.
It was rest in peace, Lamont Bentley. He was on Moesha.
Oh yeah.
Then it grew to Michael B. Jordan.
Right.
Michael B. Jordan. Then it was Nate Parker.
Right. Oh yeah, that was in it. Yeah.
Listen,
yeah.
Nate was.
Everything was going to Nate.
I remember I would see Nate a lot on auditions, and then he booked something. And then it was just out of here.
Brandon T. Jackson was another one in my
Brandon
era.
T. Jackson. Okay. Yeah.
Because he had that.
I would see him every now and then Nick Cannon. It was kind of like rare that I would go up against stuff with Nick Cannon.
Right.
But yeah, like I just like remember seeing Michael B. Jordan. I remember seeing, you know, like all those cats I just mentioned, man, you know, in auditions.
Yeah.
You know, like those was the
that's
who I was competing with, man. You know what I'm saying?
funny.
Like that's who I was going up against, bro. You know what I mean? That's just what it was,
He
dude.
was like,
So
all right,
it was
let's
just
go.
like,
Let's
it
do
is
it.
what it, because we would see each other all the time.
Right.
We would literally see each other all the time.
Bro, that's how me and my homie Denzel Whitaker.
Okay,
that's how
yeah.
that's how we got so cool, because it got
For
to the
sure.
point we saw each other at every audition so much.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember one day I was going in, he was in the parking lot, and we saw each other, and we did the thing, and it was like, yo. He was like, we gotta hang out or kick it.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
do some-"
yeah.
Now, we currently have a short film we just produced
Oh,
together.
dope. Congratulations.
We always working together on
For
projects.
sure.
But it was just funny because it took 3-4 years of seeing each. Because you know, it's also when you're younger. The older you get, I feel like
You look at it as a competition.
Yeah.
Just put it out there.
Put
It is
you,
what it is.
You like, listen, I got to take your head off of
Exactly.
this thing.
Each and every time.
But it's funny because as you get older, you realize you're like, oh, me and you aren't even the same type.
Right.
Like, legitimately, the things I do won't work on you, and the things you do won't work on me.
Exactly.
So we might as well be cool and learn what we can from one another.
Nah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Another dude was Visalis. I think his name is Vasilis or Visalis. Vasilis. He's another actor. He did Hurricane with Denzel Washington.
The young brother with the
yes. Yeah, he was
in everything at one point.
Everything, bro.
Yes.
He was the guy.
He was the guy. I remember this completely.
This is like late 90s, early 2000s.
That's crazy.
He was the guy.
I haven't thought about. Yeah, bro. He was winning.
And I think he was out of Canada, if I'm not mistaken. He was out of Canada.
wild.
But yeah, dude. Yeah, for sure. But Vasilis is his name. But those are the guys that I will always see at auditions, and the Corey Hardricks, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, it's always been like that, dude. But it's like you said, it's always good to just see cats and, you know, see everybody's career path and how they're leveling up, man. And it's just a beautiful thing, bro. A beautiful thing.
No, where do you see this industry heading with all the AI and the this and the that and the bad to the bad? Like, and you know, we've obviously seen barrier to entry because of technology. More people can make movies, like even ourselves. We can produce more things. We can make our own shit happen to an extent. So where do you see the bigger picture of all this going?
It's a good question, man. You know, I always like to just, I give preference of just, I always see the good in this, you know what I'm saying? And not so much the negative. With AI, you know, doing that whole dang on stretch of that picketing and, you know what I'm saying, on strike.
Yeah.
You know, it was just like, yo, there's something that needs to be in place to be able to protect, you know, our image and likeness. You know what I mean? You know, I don't mind AI being used, but there has to be certain guidelines. You know what I'm saying? What do I see this? I think now it's just the business has changed. You know, TV shows are getting maybe 3-4 seasons.
Yeah.
6 to 8 episodes. Maybe.
Man, with the episodes, it'd be crazy. You'd be like, wait, how is this a 6-episode season? And they're like, no, that'll do.
No, that'll do. And you'll be like, man, I'm just getting into it, and it's over now?
Yeah. Look, and the actor like, nigga, I was just getting into this
exactly,
it's
man.
over
so
now.
it's you know, it's there has to be like you just said, there's always a
full circle
moment. And I think we're still in this age of how do we use AI? What is AI going to be used for?
Even the internet to an extent.
The internet, you know what I mean? Now for a minute, cats been using their phone to shoot films.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think now as technology advances with phones, like you can truly just shoot a whole damn feature right on these phones.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? And they have the special effects and these apps now. You can add your blood and the explosions and all that other stuff.
And when they have AI versions of that stuff,
You know what I'm saying?
ooh.
Yeah. So I think it's just another version that, it's definitely going to be able to kind of like correct itself
Mhm.
in a way
Right.
to where we start, getting back to, I feel,
Yeah.
how it used to be. But that's just my thoughts.
No, I think it's gonna be.
We have to go through something.
Yeah, I think
to
the
get through-
revolution. Yeah,
Yeah.
the revolution might be slow.
Yes.
But yes, I see what you're saying. But it's gonna get to the point where it's gonna be another revolution of people go, maybe we should build large studios to do this stuff in.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
like,
I mean, you got
it'll
50
be
Cent.
There you exactly.
You got 50 Cent.
And Tyler Perry
I
Studios.
mean, listen, man. Tyler Perry has he has set the bar
So high.
and literally given the blueprint of like, hey, this is what you can do.
Bro, but see, that's one thing I always have. That's one place I always have to applaud him. Just for the simple fact
Listen.
of it's like, oh no, you showed us
Listen,
that we can go have our own Warner Brothers.
Listen, if you hating on Tyler Perry, you need to go and check your life. You need to look in the mirror, check your life for real.
That's a black man with his name on freeway signs in the state of Georgia.
Dog.
Like, do you like? Huh?
You tell me if there's a Warner Brothers lane or Disney. Come on, man. We talking about a black man with his own name, brother. And he has employed people and he's paying them their words.
No, he is. He is.
Like, you can't be mad at that, man.
No.
Like, no matter what, he makes films for his built-in audience.
And he knows his
He
built-in
knows
audience.
his audience,
And
man.
I always say he's been genius because he's groomed his audience from day one.
Yep.
Even in the sense of like, I always make the joke, I'm like, we all had one of the Medea plays at Thanksgiving in the VHS player.
Come on, man.
How did we all have that?
Here's the funny thing. If you're from LA, at the Wilshire E-Bell, they was like, Mama, here comes that man at the Wilshire E-Bell for one night only, starring. Like, dude, they've been going on.
They've been going on. And people were showing up.
People were showing up. Tyler just took that to another level.
Oh,
You know what I mean? So let's not act and be too, get too coupe de ville to where it's just like you ain't never seen this before.
Right.
Tyler just took it to another level, created his own studio, which is bigger than all these studios put together, to where now they're going to him to shoot their films. Genius. Come on, man. Like
And
I said,
I was even looking at 50 Spot, and I was like, yo, this is so dope. But here's the genius thing. If you see where his studio is, like New Orleans is like down here.
Yeah.
His studio
all the way up there.
there.
Yeah.
I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And you fly people out, you bring them to you.
Absolutely.
And you create infrastructure in that city.
Absolutely, man.
Like what?
You bring. Listen, you create jobs. You bring jobs everywhere,
Yeah.
man. Like it's amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's amazing, and I'll forever, say, hey, listen, man, Tyler Perry's amazing. He's doing his thing, man. I have friends personally who have been employed by Tyler and doing amazing things.
Yeah. Feeding their families. Shit.
Feeding their families,
Yeah,
bro.
facts.
Like literally. So big shout out to TP.
Yeah, man.
For sure. Absolutely.
Gotta ask you some questions about All American.
Yeah, let's get into it, bro.
What was that journey like getting onto that show? What was your audition
Man,
like?
so here, I'm gonna give you a little backstory.
Yeah.
So Nkechi Okoro, who is the showrunner,
Mhm.
I met her 10 years prior to being on the show.
Okay.
I did a show called Bones.
Oh, another show which lasted how long?
A long time.
Very long time.
On Fox.
Yep.
And I met her, did her first script for TV.
Okay.
Worked on that show for a month because everybody kept getting sick. So it's probably the most money I made as a guest star. The most money I made as a guest star.
We're not working
bro.
again today?
Exactly.
All
All
right.
good. So met her, and then there was another brother by the name of Jamie Turner who I met when I did The Shield.
Okay.
So between them, probably 11 years.
Wow.
Change. I get the audition. Big shout out to Leah Daniels Butler.
Okay. Word.
She casted for it. You know, I get it. I'm like, okay, it's cool, LA stuff.
Yeah.
I can do it. But the thing is, I was already tapped into the show before I got on there because the show was kind of like my life in a way. So I went to a predominantly white school. I got bussed. I went to Palisades.
Oh, really?
Right? And I played football, and I was balling.
I was going to ask you, did you ever play any sports?
Yeah.
'Cause you seem like you played some football.
So I played football, baseball, basketball. I played football. Yeah. So I played football at Palisades, running back. I was balling. And at that time, Dorsey was a powerhouse for football. And I lived right down the street from it. And I was like, man, I want to go to Dorsey. Their games were crazy. You talking about Friday Night Lights? It was in L.A.
Right.
Like, it was L.A. So I was like, man, I'm going to go there. So I ended up leaving Palisades and transferring to Dorsey High School.
Okay.
So Dorsey High School's black and brown.
Right.
We talking about right off of, it's now Obama, but it's right across from the Jungles.
Okay.
You know. Front side is the Bloods, back side is the Crips. You know what I'm saying? So that's the school that I went to. So I was already tapped in because I was like, oh, this reminds me of me.
Right.
Get the audition, man. At this point, I going to auditions, it was like, all right, y'all here to see me.
Yeah.
So I was able to just go in there, do my thing. I felt good about it, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? Leave, and, maybe a week, 2 weeks later, I get the call that, I got the role. Now, the role is only for 2 episodes. 1 to 2. It said 1 to maybe 2 episodes. So I'm like,
Max
cool.
2.
Max 2. I'm like, cool, I get on set, man, and, Sally Richardson Whitfield is directing. So I get on there, man. I do my thing. I'm happy. And then this dude named John Morris, who is one of the writers, he was just like, he texted NK and was like, yo, Kareem is doing his thing. Like, because there's a scene between me and Coop. I don't say anything. It's just all in my eyes. He was like, yo, whatever he's doing, he's amazing. He's doing his job. Wow. So, as an actor, you're like, cool, I'm just here to do my job. And, this never happens. I get another episode and NK calls me. Showrunner never calls you.
Facts.
That's just, this never happens. Yeah. But because of the relationship that I had with NK, she called me. She was like, hey, Holmes, did you get the script? And I was like, no. She was like, well, anyway, you get shot, but you don't die. I was like, okay, cool. She was like, we plan on keeping you around for a while. Yes. And I was like, all right, cool. And, she held true to her word, man. And,
wow.
This character went from, being a street cat to now, managing, to then, finding out he has a daughter, dealing with that situation, the baby mama. Storyline. You know what I'm saying? And I think as an actor, that's what that's what you pray for.
Yeah.
Is to have a storyline, to have a character that has some layers to it, to where now you're able to really get in your bag as an actor,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying, and really flex your talent. And, big shout out to NK and the entire writing crew, staff, and my boy Jamie Turner, man, to where it was just like I went from 1 to 2 episodes to 6 seasons, bro.
That's
you know what I'm saying,
man. Well deserved.
Thank you, brother.
And on top of that, it's funny because you just see it's like you never know how it's gonna happen. But even like you're saying, well, I knew them 10 years prior from what? Bones. The Shield, which was another one of those.
Yeah.
Let's just see. All right, I'm going out. Yeah. And at the time, probably driving somewhere. And how
for real. And then the Shield, I auditioned for the Shield 17 times.
I believe it. And then on that 17th, they're like, he's perfect for this.
Exactly. And end up doing 3 seasons. You know what I'm saying? Just having that relationship of being nice, showing up to work, knowing your lines and hitting your mark. Prepared. Yes, you know what I'm saying? That'll take you a long way in this business. And just having that attitude to where, that rubbed off on them, to where it was just like when they saw me, it was like, oh yeah, for sure. Kareem is definitely more than capable of doing this. You know what I'm saying? So let's give them an opportunity. And, all you gotta do is just give me the opportunity. I'm a run with it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like I said, here we are, man. And, it's rare that a show in today's time gets 100 episodes, number one, to go 6 seasons, and we just got renewed for a 7th. So
that is an anomaly in today's times.
anomaly. It does not happen. We just said it earlier. Most shows now,
6
episodes. You're going to get
episodes.
6 to 8, and you may get 3 to 4 seasons.
Yeah.
That's it.
And 3 to 4 is, it was a hit.
It was a hit.
It was a hit.
No, for real.
Nah, man.
For real. So, yeah, man, just doing the work, man, and being appreciative of the work.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? And that just turned into a whole character and arc and the whole nine, man.
It's beautiful too when you can get the arc and you can get the extra characters, because I remember basically when I did Suburgatory, that show, same exact thing. I was supposed to be like diversity student Malik. He pops up every once in a while. That's it. We're talking 1-2 episodes type deal. Hello. That was all I said in the first episode.
Right.
Tim Meadows ends up playing my father. You know what I mean? I end up having a whole family, a wedding. I get married, a whole family.
Yeah.
And you see these things, and what I always thought was dope was it's just like, yo, like, okay, when I get an arc, this creates work for other people like me. Because now I have an arc. So who do I hang out with?
Exactly.
And it's like, damn. Like,
exactly. No, that's real.
It creates, it's just like in the world and everything. It's just, if you do your part, it can create.
Yeah,
and
man.
it sows the seeds for other things to grow.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Yeah, so this is, I always tell NK, I'm like, listen, you've changed my life. Prior to this, I think before I booked All American, I was doing, I think I did SWAT, and then I did a film called The Mule with Clint Eastwood.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Wait, I love that movie.
Yeah,
Wait.
yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Who did you play in The Mule?
Me and us, we broke down. Our car broke down, and he pulled off the road.
Oh, yes. Because you know what? When I watched it, I did know that was you. Yes. The black family, they shoot you.
Yeah. So it was me and Trevina.
How was that working with Clint Eastwood?
It was amazing, dude.
That's amazing.
So I ended up booking the audition for that, and it was like a month went by, so I forgot about it. And I was doing an episode on SWAT.
Okay.
End up getting a call that I got it, and something happened. I think my agent told them, like, yeah, he's gonna be working on SWAT. So some of the crew members was like, man, I heard you're gonna be working with Clint Eastwood. And it was like, he only do one take, and so I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You know what I mean? I'm ready.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
ready.
Stayed
ready.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like around 2017, I'm working. With SWAT, I was only supposed to do one episode.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? But because of what I brought to the character Little Red, they brought me back. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, all right, cool, we rolling. We got work. As an actor, you're just happy for the work.
It's the momentum.
That's the momentum,
Yeah.
man. You're just happy for the work. You're like, okay, I get to work and be in an environment that I love.
Right.
And all this time, I was working my side hustles too. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And then, I get on All American, and I'm still working my side hustles. I was working 3 jobs up until maybe the 4th season of All American. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I wasn't on the show consistently.
Right, so you like, I got to keep some.
I gotta keep it going.
I feel you,
I got
man.
the hustle.
I feel you,
bro.
bro.
So it wasn't until really the 3rd season, 4th season.
What were you doing on the side?
Oh, man, I was working for Google. I was working this company called Tesla, where we were driving people in Teslas from LA to San Diego, LA to Palm Springs.
Wow.
So I was a pilot, as they say. So I was the one driving, picking you up, the whole nine, man. So I was doing that, man. I was doing brand ambassador work.
Oh, yeah. Look, got to keep that stuff coming
Listen,
in.
brand ambassador work. Listen, brand ambassador work has gotten me. I started brand ambassador work in maybe 2011, 2012, maybe.
When the social started, kind
Dog.
of.
And listen, that thing has made me some money. It had kept me afloat for a very long time. So big shout out to brand ambassador work, man. Because I was telling other people, like, listen, check out brand ambassador work. It still kind of keeps you in that entertainment.
Exactly.
But you getting money, and it may be a 1 day, 2 days, a week, a month,
Yeah.
6 months, a year.
But you're on a retainer to do something.
You're on a retainer to do something, and you're getting paid, man.
Yeah.
So I was doing that a lot, bro,
I feel you.
until, like I said, the 4th season, and where it was just like, all right, well, this is what we're gonna do to your character. He's gonna find out he has a daughter, and you got a baby mama, and then you're gonna be a teacher. So,
so
it was
this
just
sounds like all episodes produced.
you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
when I heard that, when NK was telling me that, it was just like, all right, cool. And then it was just like, all right, I can just ask for more money now.
Right.
So it was like, all right, cool. Then I don't have to do the side
And I can
jobs.
focus
and
on-
I can focus on the work more. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And yeah, after the 4th season, it was just like, all right, we rolling. You know what I'm saying? So it allowed me to be able to really like do stuff, you know what I'm saying? Save up money, pay bills off, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man.
Do stuff for my mom, you know what I mean? Like really take care of my mom and my family, man. So like I said before, I always tell NK, I'm like, listen, you changed my life. This show by far has given me the recognition. Walking down the street, no matter where I go, people recognize me and they love the show. That's the main thing. It's like
Right.
people love the show, they connect with the show, and they connect with the characters, man. And
Right.
to hear that is just like, I think that's the ultimate for any artist to be
Yeah.
like, yo, man, your character, oh my God, I connected with it and it's changed my life. And it's just like, whoa,
Yeah.
that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man.
That's
for sure.
amazing. So what do you want to do next? What's the next frontier?
I mean, definitely producing. Definitely want to get into directing. Was able to produce a project that I was able to star in, first lead.
Okay.
A horror flick called Stay Out on BET Plus. So,
Okay, dope.
but yeah, man. Got with some dope individuals. So we're about to pitch a pilot.
Okay.
So
Nice.
yeah, man, and I think it's just another chapter that I'm writing right now in my life with All American and writing that out till the wheels fall off, and
Right.
you know what I'm saying. And then we got the Vince Staples show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
how
saying?
was that experience?
Amazing.
Because I know Vince is people.
Dog,
love
Vince
and
is
he's
super
cool as
dope,
hell,
bro.
yeah.
I met Vince through a friend of mine by the name of Cal Maddock. He directed Vince Staples.
Oh, yeah.
He directed Vince Staples' video. That's how I met Vince Staples.
Gotcha.
And then I met Cal Maddock through another friend of mine, so we were cool. And Cal Maddock was like, "Yeah, Vince is doing this show, and I'm directing, and da da da." And I was like, "All right, cool." So I get the audition, and they were like, "No, we don't want you for this." They was like, "We want to give you," like, they gave me the role of the uncle.
Okay, bad.
So I was like, if y'all giving roles out, I'll take it. Because
Right.
as an actor, if you're given a role, you're like, they must see something in you.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool.
How often does this happen?
Never.
Never. Hey,
Unless-
we were just thinking we're just gonna
Nah.
like nah.
It does not happen.
Even
until...
when they like you, it's hey, so check this out. So we're gonna send over the sides.
Yeah, there's another role we want you for because we really feel that you'll be good for this one. They're not gonna offer. They'll be like, here's another role.
Here's another one.
But they gave me the role of the uncle, man, and and it was just a blessing, man. Once again, as an actor, you're just happy for the work.
Yeah.
And this was, I think I had just wrapped season 5 of All American.
Okay.
So yeah, season 5, and then did the
they
Vince
did that.
Staples show,
It
man.
kept
and
that momentum.
And then it was just like the strike happened because the Vince Staples show was supposed to come out
Right.
earlier. The strike happened, but it was all in God's timing because when the Vince Staples show came back, it was just like it was perfect timing, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that became a hit. You know what I mean? And people loved it.
Because
and
that was
tapped
one of
in.
those ones. Let's be real. What they give them, like 4 or 5?
5 episodes.
5
if
episodes
that.
for the season. Yeah, but the response.
The response was,
Yeah.
people loved it and
So it
tapped
will be
in.
back,
So it was
yeah.
just like, all right, well, we're gonna give them a second season. So it was just like super dope, man, to just
And he's California. So, you know what I mean? He's LA.
He's
just
North
like you,
Long
yeah.
Beach all the way,
Yeah.
bro. You know what I mean? And just to be a part of that, but just being a fan of his work and then being able to work alongside of him, man, is the dude is super smart. He knows what he wants, man. And just being around that whole crew is just super dope, man. And to have a show renewed for the Vince Staple and get another show renewed, bro, when people be like, "How you doing?" I'm like, "Man, I'm." What you mean? How I'm doing? I'm doing amazing. Hey, I can't complain about a damn thing.
Nah, I
You know what
feel
I'm
you,
saying? Because as an actor, all you want is the work.
Yeah.
You just want the work. You know what I
Facts.
mean? And
That's-
being able to do that, that's what I'm
That's
at.
what you've been chasing all this time. Yeah, is this?
Is this?
Is this? Let's throw another movie on top of it. Let's keep it going. You know what I mean?
it's just
Yeah.
like, for me, that's what's just like, I never understood how, you have some actors complain about certain things. It's just like, well, you bust your ass to get to this point. Why
Yeah.
are you complaining? You here now.
I
Why
like
are you complaining now?
a lot of those people, I think, though, are the ones who had kind of just like they had that one,
Mhm.
or maybe more than one, but it happened fast.
Mhm,
For some
mhm.
people, they just get into, you can land the right
Mhm.
thing,
And you can
you're
be off like a rocket ship, bro.
gone,
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
And I think those are the people who start to get a bit more into the like, I'm so
Mhm.
tired of, and it's like, yeah, like you're saying, like, no, you just didn't have to do all these and all these. Oh,
You didn't have
sh-
to work the side hustles.
Yeah.
You didn't have to work the 3 jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Going to work and really was like, man, I'd rather be on set.
Exactly.
Because that's how it was for me. I was going to these jobs, but I think what kept me going, bro, is literally the jobs that I've booked. I've always tried to be as present as possible
right.
because you never know when you're going to get that experience again.
You know how I always say it? Every time I walk on a set, I'm grateful.
Oh, man.
Because I go, hey, I don't doubt myself. I know I'll be back.
Yeah. But
there's no date attached to
there's
this right
no
now.
date attached.
So I'm just going to do my thing and make the most of this opportunity
Listen,
while it's here.
dog, when I tell you, man, you hit it right on the nose, bro. Like, literally grateful for work. I mean, even now, when I go to work, man, I hug everybody.
I know, bro.
No, I hug Crafty, Grips, Transpo. I tell everybody thank you, man, because it's a collaboration, man. We
100%.
everybody has their role to play. We playing this role to make sure that this show is the best show that we can possibly put out for the world to be able to consume, man. And I always tell people that you want to see Kareem super happy? I'm on set.
Facts.
You'll never see me sad. You'll never see I'm cracking jokes, smiling, cheesing from ear to ear, bro.
Legitimately living your
Like
dream.
literally living my dream, dog.
Yeah. Nah.
How many people get to live their dream? Like really go to work and do what they love.
Oh yeah,
It's
and
rare.
when you get to do that, and then you go do a side hustle, then you realize like, oh no. You know what? I could be here all day,
Dog. And I think that's part of that
Yeah.
gratitude is that
Yeah,
I know what it's like going from set and then, all right, you wrapped, and then, all right, I got to be at my side hustle tomorrow at 9 a.m.
right.
and doing that for 8 hours
Mhm.
to where you really appreciate being on set,
Right.
everything that comes along with
With
it.
it.
Because you can be at a 9 to 5
Right.
where I was at working at the Topanga Mall at a dang Footprint.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And ain't nobody bringing you a damn Coke.
Ain't nobody
bring you
Listen,
shit.
here's the crazy thing. I walk to craft services because I like that moment.
I
I get
know.
my own stuff. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because that's how much I truly appreciate and love being in that environment.
Nah, hell yeah, man. I mean, and listen, just talking to you, the energy, and even all the times you exude that.
Thank you,
know what
brother.
I mean? And
Thank you, man.
I definitely know that it's well deserved.
Thank you, brother.
You know, and
Yeah.
and I appreciate you coming. through,
No,
man.
dude, listen.
It's fantastic.
I already told you. I think when I first met you, I was like, dog, you was on one of my favorite shows. You know what I'm
Thank you, man.
saying? And to be a part of that, bro, like that lives on forever.
Thank
You know what I'm saying? Like that lives on forever.
No, it's great to see it, and I always say this too. One of the coolest things is like when I do look at The Wire, look at a lot of the things I did when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
It's always a nice reminder of like, hey, you know who that guy is, right?
Yeah.
You know who that guy is.
Yeah.
So don't get in your head because that guy can do that,
Absolutely.
and it's only gotten better over time.
Nah, for
So,
real.
and you go, all right, yeah. It's a nice little reminder of
Yeah.
like, you know.
Yeah, no,
Right.
absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's rare that, as an actor, you get on shows that have such a cultural impact,
Impact, yeah.
around
Facts.
the world.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And then to be in the company of everybody that came out of there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, y'all still doing reunions and carrying on.
Hey man, you know we gotta keep it going, man.
Come on, brother. We talking about longevity, man.
Longevity, facts.
And that's what it's about, man. It's about longevity. It's about taking that job, learning from it, and how I can get better as an artist to where it sets me up for the next chapter in life.
Exactly. And I think one of the things I know that I think one of the biggest things doing all the things I've done, it's made me realize the imprint I'm trying to figure out and I want to make is that damn, it feels good when people tell me they like The Wire. Mm-hmm. Think how good it feels for David Simon.
That part.
And that's where my brain is, okay, so when I'm gone, I want to be a part of a lot of great things. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But what's going to be the one that it's like, nah, Maestro did that with that. No. Yeah. And I would hope, same like I said, sow seeds for everybody else. Because of David Simon, Michael B. Jordan got some play. Idris Elba got some play, Michael K. You see, everybody
absolutely, bro.
But it still does stem from that, and it's just something that's incredible, you know, to be the driving force of something that does touch so many people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's the Steve Jobs effect.
Yes, it is the Steve Jobs effect. Yeah, man. It's you know what we do, man. I think it's a blessing with what we do, but I think people don't see the behind the scenes of the no's and the late night and the early mornings of preparing. And, you know, you set your mind to it of, I'm going to go in this room and I'm going to have the best audition. And then you don't get that call.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think people don't see that part of that. They just see what's on screen, but not knowing.
Because they only see it when it works.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They only see it when it works.
The only time I'm going to see you is when they called you and said you got the role. Yeah. Then I go, oh, look at him. Yeah. Whether it's positive or negative. Oh, look at him.
Yeah.
I don't, like you said, I don't see every no you got leading up to that. The mental strength that, you know, you have to have,
man. You have to have it, bro. Yeah. And for me, because I started early in this game, I was able to build tough skin.
Same.
But it's just like, it's tough, man. And I tell people, I said, my journey is my journey. I can't go Maestro's journey.
Right, exactly.
Because your journey is totally different from mine. I came up in an era where we didn't have the cell phones and all that other stuff.
Playing a different game.
Playing a whole different game. You know what I mean? We had to go to the studio to get the sides. There was no email.
Right.
If you listen, to have a fax machine was a luxury.
That's what I would get. We would get, because in Chicago, I was getting them through the fax machine.
Yeah.
And then my dad I would go to the agency to get put on actual tape.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he was sending out, I always give him kudos. I'm like, he was sending out FedEx boxes next day out here to get a no.
Wow. Yeah, man. Yes.
And how much? And you know, I was doing, so you know, I was getting 3 auditions a week.
That's costly. That's costly,
just
brother.
to get no's.
No's, yeah. Yeah, and I think that's the difference because I'm here in LA, so I'm able to drive to it. You know
I'll drive to this no.
I'll drive to this no. But yeah, like, you know, we were going up to the studio, getting the sides.
Yeah.
You know, audition, you know, get the sides and then come back the next day to audition.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that happened for a very long time. And then, like I said, being in LA, you already know being here, the traffic. So just imagine you going from South Central LA to Universal.
Because you're not over on this. Right. So you over.
I'm not in the Valley. I'm in South Central. I'm in Inglewood. So I'm going from there to Universal. Then you may have another audition at CBS Radford.
Studio City.
You know what I'm saying? So my mom was putting miles on the car. You know what I'm saying? So it's...
Respect, man. Respect to that woman.
Respect to the parents for really, you know what I'm saying, putting the energy in and really seeing that this is something that we wanted to do, man, and really putting that love and into that for us to be able to be in this position that we're in right now, man. So 100%. You know, big shout out to the parents, bro.
And look, that's why you gotta take care of them now. You gotta
take
make sure
care of them now,
exactly.
man.
Hell yeah, man.
They did their part. We gotta do ours, man.
100%.
You know?
Listen,
Absolutely.
brother. Thank you again.
Yeah,
man.
This is dope, brother. Absolutely.
Peace.